Hi you guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be addressing an issue that comes up a lot. It comes up in the comments. A lot of people who are not fully familiar with the Tiffany Henyard saga drama in Dolton sometimes ask, well, why hasn't she been recalled? Okay. And that's a valid question, you guys. The thing is, they did try to recall her. They tried to recall her in June of 2022, but the manner in which they went about it was ruled as illegal. So what happened is that they put two things on the ballot. They put a question that would have established a recall mechanism, and then the second question would have recalled Henyard. But an Illinois appellate court ruled on October 6, 2022 that the referenda were illegal and issued a permanent injunction against the certification of them. So basically the manner in which they went about it, they would have had to wait a certain amount of time between the recall mechanism question, and then they would have had to do a separate ballot to actually recall her. So that's the technicality that didn't allow the recall to go through. Because if it did go through, the recall would have been successful. And in fact, an Illinois appellate court did grant a partial stay of the ruling and directed the clerk to tally the ballots. Both questions passed, with 56.5% of voters voting to establish the recall mechanism and 56.1% of the voters voting to recall Henyard. So she was recalled. It was just a technicality, so that's why she's still there today, causing upheaval. And Henyard, of course, made excuses, and she said that the results were due to her supporters not voting due to the chaotic nature of the court cases, whatever that means. No, you just didn't have enough supporters to get you through the recall, if it would have went through, so to say. So you guys, just to get you up to speed on that, there was actually a recall, in case anyone who's joining, the story later on doesn't really know, or some people who, are following the story may not even know. So let's go ahead and move on. So you guys, what I'm going to do, and this might be the first part of a couple of parts because there's a lot of stuff to go over. We're going to go through some board meetings, and we're going to look at some of the events and some of the situations that might have led up to the trustees' breaking point to where they were like on the same page of, we need to try to recall Tiffany Henyard, okay, because she's just doing the most. Except for Andrew Holmes at the time. He was on the board. He's still on the board. That's a whole nother story. Don't even get me started there. So let's go ahead and watch the first board meeting of Tiffany Henyard as mayor. We're going to start there. Everybody's positive. Everybody is looking for the future. The future looks bright. The future looks new. Everyone is very optimistic. Let's go ahead and watch.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to thank everyone that came out to vote, all of the citizens of the Village of Dolton. We're going to work together. We're going to make sure that we get things done. And thank you again for allowing me to serve as your village trustee.
Thank you. Trustee House.
Well, thank you. I just want to say thanks to the residents of Village of Dolton re-electing me for a second term. So this is Trustee House 2.0. I apologize for not being on the video. I will be live shortly. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Ed Steves, I'm sorry.
I look forward to working with the new mayor, the new trustees, to see what unity can do in our community, what changes can do. And it's a younger feel, so I'm excited about what we can do. I think we have the potential to do some great things.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Just looking forward to working with the new trustees, the new mayor, to put Dolton first, to put Dolton back on the map, and hope we can be successful in any endeavor we encounter. Thank you.
Brittany Norwood, would you like to say anything?
I would just like to thank all of the residents in our great city of Dolton, and I would just like to let everyone know that I am here. I'm here to help Dolton move forward. I'm excited and I'm available. So stop by the village and get one of my cars, contact me, but I'm looking forward to working with this board to make some great things happen in Dolton. And thanks again.
Thank you. And Trustee Andrew Holmes.
Good evening, and welcome to the freshmen that are here. Freshmen. But just thankful that we have a new administration, and we're not starting from ground zero. we just getting together under one umbrella.
All right, you guys get it. Getting together under one umbrella, everyone's excited. They're ready to go. They're ready to put Dolton on the map. Tiffany's even smiling, and now that I look at that smile, it's kind of like, you guys have no idea what you just did. It's kind of like, that evil smile. You know how the villains do. So that smile looks a little different now after, in retrospect. All right, let's move on to the next clip. So this next clip we're going to watch is of the mayor starting to appoint her administrative team. Okay. So this first go around, everything went relatively smooth. Everyone seemed to have gotten the information. Everyone's on the same page, with the exception of Trustee Tammy Brown. She said she got the information late and then some of the stuff didn't show up. So maybe that was a computer error. So let's go ahead and watch this.
Number 6, discussion and action on appointments of office. A, motion to appoint village attorney Shantae Rames and Anselin Gleek. B, motion to appoint chief of police Robert M. Collins. C, motion to appoint fire chief Stephen Andrew McCain. And D, motion to appoint village prosecutor Delgado Law Group. Can I get a motion to bundle A through D?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion?
Okay, Mayor, I would like to table most of this agenda with the exception of B and C. Most of this information was just sent out lately, and I have not had time to review some of the information that's on this agenda this evening.
All right, so that is Trustee Tammy Brown. And as you guys can hear what she said, she got it late. She hasn't had time to review it. So they discussed that a little bit. None of the other trustees seem to have had that same problem. So they go on and they approve.
Can you call the roll, Clerk Key?
Trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
No.
Motion carries 5-1.
So as you guys can see, the board of trustees were not always against her. But what I like about this clip is that it shows Trustee Tammy Brown, sticking with what she feels she didn't get enough information and time. So, that's her decision as a trustee. If she didn't feel confident in making that vote that day, then that's her right. But it ended up passing anyway because majority rules. All right, let's move on. So this next clip we're going to watch is the meeting that follows this one, and it's just of the mayor kind of continuing her appointments of her administrative staff. And in this one, she's going to appoint the village administrator. And at the start of the meeting, she addressed something that was serious, kind of in a childish manner. Let's go ahead and get into it.
I'm making this announcement publicly for the simple fact, I didn't do it. The vehicle that Mayor Rogers was driving has been returned to us. I don't want to say total, but it's messed up on both sides. I sent to you guys, meaning the Board of Trustees, the breakdown from makeup for doing the repairs on the damage. And it came out to $6,847.58. Now it's damage on both rear end of the truck and on the right and left side of the truck. The truck, no, I can't give out where it's at. Okay. But I just wanted to make you guys aware of that because we will have to pay for it. There has not been a police report done. They just dropped it off to us that way. So I couldn't tell you who did it, why they did it, who was driving the vehicle, but it was the car or truck that the mayor did have. So no, I don't have a vehicle. I'm not driving a vehicle. The vehicle do need to be repaired.
So you guys, as you can see, she was making light of a situation. The vehicle got damaged somehow. She's claiming she doesn't know. Maybe she doesn't know. I don't know, but she seems to think it's funny. There was always the rivalry with her and the previous mayor, politics. You know how that goes. But I just found it odd that she thought it was kind of funny, and everybody is just looking like, what's so funny? No one else is laughing. Let's just say that. So I just want to point that out to you guys. Let's move on.
So please read your emails, and you can either email me and let me know what you guys think as it relates to the repairs, but we have to repair it, and no, it cannot go through our insurance because we don't have a report to attach to it.
I found that super odd as well, that there were no reports as far as how the vehicle got damaged, so it couldn't go through the insurance. So it was just completely weird to me. Let me know if I'm reading into this too much, you guys. What do you think down in the comments about this whole little situation? Maybe I'm just being paranoid. I don't know. But the board went ahead and voted on to get the vehicle repaired. Okay, let's move on to the next person that Tiffany Henyard is going to appoint, and that is her village administrator.
We're going to number 1, discussion and action regarding appointment of interim village administrator. The person that I am asking for approval for is Dorothy Brown.
So, Dorothy Brown is an American lawyer and politician affiliated with the Democratic Party. And she served as the clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County from 2000 to 2020. During her time there, she was criticized for inefficiency in the clerk's office and failure to adequately update the office operations with digital systems. She was also criticized for sizable use of political patronage. So for those of us, including me, who didn't know what political patronage is, I Googled it. Of course, you always go to Google. Enough people don't use it sometimes. So what I found is in politics and government, a spoils system, also known as patronage system, is a practice in which a political party, after winning an election, gives government jobs to its supporters, friends, also known as cronyism, and relatives, also known as nepotism, as a reward for working toward victory and as an incentive to stay loyal. Now, we have definitely seen cronyism, which is Tiffany hiring her friends. She's taken some people over from Dolton, hired them at Thornton, and not really hiring them because they're qualified for whatever position she wants to just throw out to them. It's because they've been loyal to her. So you have Trustee Stan Brown, who's over showing up in Thornton Township meetings as well. We have William Moore, who is in charge, I believe, of the water department over in Dolton. He shows up at Thornton Township handing out packages or whatever have you during the board meetings. I don't know what his position is there. There's Keith Freeman. Who's the village administrator over in Dolton, also known as Keith the Thief Freeman. He's over there in Thornton Township, and I don't know what his position is there either. Just a lot of people, she's hooking them up. She's letting them double dip into both like Thornton and Dolton. That's why they're staying loyal to her, because she's lining their pockets as she's lining hers. So a little bit more on Dorothy. Her tenure was also plagued by many scandals regarding ethics, and she was also associated with several people who have been the subjects of criminal investigations into alleged involvement in corruption schemes. So yeah, she just brought her mentor in there to just teach her the ways of the world. And how to navigate through that system. She was in there. She got her in there. Let's go ahead and continue to listen.
To be the interim village administrator. Dorothy Brown, she has 20 years as clerk of the circuit court. She is a CPA. She is an attorney. She is familiar with management of units of local government, and she has managed daily operations overseeing 1,500 employees. And of course, she was over $100 million budget. She will be my transition manager, which I've stated several times, and I'm going to state it again. She is my transition manager, and she's here until a full-time village administrator is appointed by myself, but no longer than 6 months. So she's temporary once again.
So you guys, the board went ahead and passed this hire, and I'm not sure if they had to pass it or not, because what Tiffany says, she has the power with whoever she wants to bring on with her administration. So I don't really know why this was done, but nevertheless, this gets the snowball rolling, okay? Because she's getting all that good advice from Dorothy Brown, who has a stellar resume apparently for politics and whatnot. So, or like Tiffany say, politricks. All right, that's really what I feel like she's playing right now. So that deflection off of stuff that you're actually doing and you're trying to put it on other people, that. Well, you guys, that's going to be the end of this first video of my saga I'm dubbing The Road to Recall of Tiffany Henyard. So let me know down in the comments how you feel so far about where this administration is heading. I think we all know, but I want your opinions on this Dorothy Brown hire as well. So as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to leave it a like, and if you're new here, subscribe. I'll see you next time.